Hey guys.
Hey guys, smack these poopers.
So today I was out and I was talking to a friend when I was downtown, and when we were walking I started to say an improv story, and I'm gonna try to repeat it to you guys.
Oh, take this L, you freaking noob.
I'm gonna try to repeat this to you guys to the best of my ability, because it was a really good story, and I'm going to try to remember it, conjure it up. Things are obviously going to be different because I'm not going to remember all of the stuff, but
YouTube, it was the best story in the world.
it was. Okay, so it starts off with me, obviously, and so I work at like a fast food chain, and my friend, the guy I was talking to, I'll put him in the story, he's just like a mover. Like, he just moves boxes. Nothing really cool.
He's pretty bored too.
It's pretty boring. But I know that he loves software. So I give him a recommendation to this one guy, since I'm like a master coder in this story. But I don't want to pursue that career yet. So I recommend him, and he gets a decent position at this software company. So now I'm living the life, so is he, and we start to go our separate ways. But as we go our separate ways, things start to go bad for me, and I moved to California to pursue a life that I really just want to live there, you know. But then when I moved there, I become a drug lord, and so I start like selling these drugs, right? And one day, these cops, they bust me and my gang. So they shoot us all down, except for me. I survive. I pretend to be dead. But then I pop up, and then, like, when they're, like, you know, looking over the bodies, when there's, like, one guy, I pop up, and I knock him out. And then I drag him behind the, like, coffee shop that we were doing this drug at.
Apparently he's supporting to hurt cops, which is
Yes.
a good idea.
So I took the uniform off, and I pretended to be him.
That's not good.
And then
You get sued.
for the next about, I'd say, 5-6 years, give or take, I started training the academy. But secretly, as I was a police officer,
He was great.
I was helping clients with drug deals. So here I am, being a police officer, but I'm doing drug deals, and the people I bust, I break them out, and I do deals with them. Yoshi, you can't have the beef jerky. Stop looking at the beef jerky like that, but why?
You better stop.
Okay, but so I impersonate him for a while, and I'm doing these deals. But then one day, a different guy, an undercover cop, is coming to one of the deals, and he busts me, and he's like, "You can't be doing this." So then they bring me to jail, and seeing as I've been impersonating cop for like 7 years, 6 years, stop, Yosh, you can't have the beef jerky. They put me in solitary confinement, but every day I get 30 minutes of like free time. So one day, during those 30 minutes,
He's all yours.
this guy, it's only one guy, the other guy's like going off doing something else important.
I can get a soul.
So this one guy, I beat him up, and I pretend to be him now. So I trained, but this time I only trained in the academy for about three more years. But this time, I'm in the field of a SWAT agent. So here I am, a SWAT agent, and I'm you know, still a drug lord. But what basically happens when I'm the SWAT agent, and this is where my vision, or not my vision, my memory gets kind of blurry. I'm a SWAT agent, but then some guy, he like on the force, he has a bad, like, a suspicion about me, and we haven't been getting along at work, and he just doesn't think everything's right with me. So he realizes that I killed the other guy, and then he's just been in my cell, and like I laid him in my cell, facing away from the door, so they don't realize it's not me, for 3 years. And so he's like, "You're not the guy," and everyone's like, "Holy crap!" So then they're like, we gotta kill him. If he can get out of solitary confinement, he deserves the death. So I'm on death row, but then,
Dude, I can get you solo dub. I have 3 kills. I just wrecked
but,
one dude.
I'm escaping again. Wait, is my software not recording?
What is this other dude?
Is my software recording?
He's a colorful dude.
Is my
sensitivity?
Yeah.
is my software recording?
Because I want to get this song.
Okay, good. But it's not letting me. But they're like, you gotta get death row. So then, instead of doing an average death row, I'm such a bad criminal that they know I'll escape one of them. So they bring me up in a helicopter, and they're like, we're gonna throw him out of the helicopter in a place where he definitely can't live, which you can see on the picture. So they bring me into the helicopter, and I'm like tied up, and then as they're about to push me out, I'm like getting out of my rope that's behind my, yeah, this is my story. So I like shimmy out of it. So then they push me out. But
is this a death row story?
Yeah.
I remember that.
But it's sick what happens, right? They push me out, but I grab this guy's arm, and he's like, whoa. So he starts to fall, but he puts one arm like on the edge. Like he puts this arm right here, and then this arm's like with my arms like holding onto it. And then I pull him really hard, so I like fling myself into it, and he gets like thrown out. So then there's these 2 other guys, and we do some fist to fist. I beat him up. And the 2 guys up front, like the co-pilot of the helicopter, are still oblivious. So I grab like a walkie-talkie, and then I just chuck it at the control panel up front. So there's like, holy crap! And then turn around and there's like, oh no! So then I grab a parachute and I jump out, and then I look back at it and it's like spinning out of control, and it hits into the mountain, and it's boom! It explodes. So then I survive this, and I have like this mountain. We're just on the peak of water, so I see an island. So I go there and I inhabit this island, and I start to live off of coconuts and fish, and I'll make a small hut, and I'm actually living quite luxurious. So then one day this tribe catches me. It went on their fishing trip, and they're a very uncivilized culture. So they take me to this foreign place I've never been to before. And as I'm there, I start making these dirt cookies and selling them to the children. And I pretty much just finesse them because I'm so good at it. So I'm here finessing these kids, and I'm making absolute bank. And then I start to use this special powder in the dirt that's only in this place, and I start to create this drug. And I sell this drug, and people are giving me everything they own for this drug. So I gain.
The part where you killed somebody just by ripping off their nose?
That's later. But so I have like 300,000 of these like special like dirt coins. So I'm like, see guys, and it's like, we'll remember you. And then they put a dirt like statue of me, but that doesn't matter. So I leave the town, and I have all my riches, and I get to the nearest civilized place. And I'm like, how much is this worth in your currency, which is the common U.S. dollar, and or it's not, it's euros. I mean, it's euros. And then it's like, this is gonna be worth 2,000 euros. And I'm like, oh, yikes. Okay, so I spend some of the euros. I spend 500 to I think it was food and water, and then I buy a 1,250 plane ticket to the U.S. And I go to Idaho. So I'm in Idaho, and I use my remaining money to get my drug empire started again. So I start to sell this new drug called Iraxin, and basically it's very highly addictive. And what you do is you like, not only do you snort it, but you sprinkle it on your eyes, and it gives you like night vision and stuff. And so that's later on it becomes a medical drug, but that's not important. So here I am, making my drug empire again. I'm like really rich in this like in the Idaho currency, which is just the standard U.S. dollar. So I'm like, I'm going. So I get a private jet, private jet, go to California, and I go to this club, and I I know that this is a club where my secret drug empire is hidden underneath of. So I go down there, and then there's this guy in the throne, and he has like tattoos, and he has like these cool like rings, and he has his hands like, imagine if you're in a chair in like a throne, has the two like armrests on the side, and he has his like fingers intertwined, and he's just sitting there like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, it's me. And it's like, yo, it's him. Everyone's looking out for playing poker and things like that from under the drug, like in the drug empire. Like, holy crap! They started like whispering like, he's alive. Like, I thought he was dead. And so they're like, yeah, and like, this thing's changed. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I'm sorry about this. And he like hits his button on the armrest, and then his cage falls on me. I'm like, you did not just do that. And he's like, yup. And then he pulls off his shirt, and he's a police. I'm like, no way. And he's just like, yeah. And then he snaps his finger. Everyone's playing poker. They leave like the room. They go into these secret side rooms, and then everyone comes out. They all have these like MP40s pointing at me. They're like, don't move. And I'm just like, whoa, this is intense. So then they get me in they obviously get me. So they've got me, and they're shipping me out in this cargo truck. But before I get in, they're leading me out, and there's this one guy's like, I'm gonna go, obviously drive it. And I was okay, and he's putting me in the back of the truck, and then boom, handcuffs right over his neck. I choke him, but he's on the floor. He gets up, he swings me, he hits me like a few times. He's putting up a fight, so I rip off his nose, and he's laying there, and then I just beat him, and he's dead. So then I go to the back, lock it up. He loves that part. But then I switch our clothes, and then I come out, and it's like, was everything good? And I'm just like, yeah. He just put up a fight, and I had to knock him out. And then he's just like, oh, okay. So then we're driving, and we're being escorted. It's like a diamond around us of police cars, and we're in this heavy-duty, like, police van. And I'm just like, yo, sorry about this. I punch him, I shoot him, I push him out of the car, I go onto that seat, then I ram the police car in front of me, and I make my getaway. And then I later dump it at a very cheap motel. So now I'm on the run, right? And I'm like, my journey should probably come to an end soon. I've been doing really a lot of bad stuff. So what I decided to do is I decided to hit up that guy I mentioned earlier with that I gave the recommendation for the software company. So I go there to the software company, and I know this is risky if anyone notices me, but no one does, luckily. So I go up to the top floor because he remembers me. So he gets up and like, hey, how's it going? I'm just like, it's been great. And he's like, I've heard about you in the news. Like, it seems like a pretty crazy life. I'm like, yeah, I've been living on the edge. And then I'm like, but I need your help. So by this time, his software is so advanced and so good that everything on Earth is using it. Every coffee maker, every TV, every flashlight, everything of silverware, everything is using his programming, his software, his technology. So then I'm like, you have to hack the world. And he's like, done, give me 5 minutes. So then we also, while I was doing that, I set up a green screen, and I'm like, okay, transmits the signal to every piece of technology on this earth. So like everything, these toasters, these forks, start like having these holograms come out of them, and it's just like my message. And I'm like summarizing everything I've done in my life, and I'm like, I know this is gonna be crazy, but like all this software is gonna blow up, or it's just gonna crash rather, in 5 minutes. And then I snap timer above me, and then I'm like, and so is this building. And then you hear the guy in the background, he's like, no, you can't do that. And then you hear him getting restrained, and I look over, I'm like, sorry. And then I'm like, I mean, I think I deserve this. And so what happens is I end it. There's only like 3 minutes left. I go, great work, guys. They stop refraining him, and he's like, that was good. And it was an act, obviously. So then we get in this like really fast jet he has, since he's like a billionaire, but we protected it with like a special code. So now we fly back to that island I used to inhabit, and we bring about 12 manufactured robots that do our bidding. So we start to create a giant mansion on this little habitable island, and we start to make a coconut factory. And these robots are cracking the coconuts, and we're using the special like gas It's very small amount of it, but it gets released when you open the coconut. And we're using this to make the strongest material on Earth. And so we're selling this anonymously, and this by this point the world has been launched into a stone age. So we're getting these launched out by these robots. Everyone honors these robots because they're the only like technology on the Earth right now. But we're still making money off this. And then we live a luxurious life on that little island, and we make a giant mansion of wood. Robots, they do it. And then we have this really cool like party center where we can all just hang out, and then we get like all our friends from before, like the people who weren't undercover cops at that club I mentioned, and some of the people he worked with. We ship them out because our robots are making jets in our silo as well. So we ship them out here, and they're also like no pilot, they're auto like driving. So auto flying, so they just fly them out here. So now we're just all chilling, having a good life, and then that's just it. The end. So I hope you enjoyed that story. I really did enjoy telling it, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.